The writings of Teresa of Avila, a 16th century Spanish mystic, have a lot to offer trauma survivors today. In her 60s, Teresa wrote her most famous text on prayer, called The Interior Castle. In this text, she uses metaphors to describe the life of prayer. Most memorably, our souls are like beautiful and spacious castles. These castles are so expansive and intricate that they have at least 1 million rooms. Though we can never visit them all, our task in life is to explore our castles as much as we can. The walls of this castle are strong, but they're transparent. They are made out of clear crystal or diamonds. In the very center point of our castle dwells God, and God's presence emanates light from this center point. For Teresa, we are beautiful. We are created by God, and we are created for God. Every human person, no matter what they have done or have had done to them, is capacious of God. All of us have been created to love and to be loved by God. Nothing can destroy our magnificent beauty. And yet, it is only through a deep commitment to knowing ourselves that we can realize that we have God within us. Many of us do not know God as our origin and our identity. And so the life of prayer is self-exploration. To know ourselves as we truly are is to know ourselves as one in whom God dwells. True self-knowledge is hard work, but it is necessary, especially for those of us who have experienced interpersonal forms of violence. Because we have often been told false things about ourselves, that we are weak, that we are defiled, that we cannot survive apart from dependence on those who hurt us. The architectural imagery that Teresa uses in the interior castle allows her to explain that different people dwell in different parts of the castle of the soul. Many only dwell within the outer courtyards of the castle, while some have explored the beauty of the rooms, and a few have been able to reach the very center where God dwells. In the outer courtyards of the castle, there are many creatures who try to distract us from knowing our beauty. As Teresa describes it, when the practitioner of prayer tries to enter the first set of rooms along the exterior walls of the castle, often other creatures come inside the castle with her, snakes and scorpions and mice and other pests. These creatures prevent her from achieving a deep sense of calm, and they distract her from thoroughly observing the beauty of the rooms which she occupies. Individuals who wish to progress in the life of prayer must learn to limit exposure to these distractions. No matter how well you learn to steel yourself against these creatures, Teresa tells us, you cannot live with so many of them without getting bitten once in a while. Even more, those who remain in the outer areas of the castle, spending so much time with snakes and vermin, are at great risk of believing that they are one of these nasty creatures too. Survivors of interpersonal forms of violence, who often struggle so acutely with feelings of shame and self-disgust in response to what has been done to them, can perhaps understand well the dangers of this kind of mistaken solidarity with those who have hurt us. With practiced effort, and by the grace of God, Teresa was able to reach the center point of the soul, the innermost dwelling places, and found God there. Teresa compares union with God in the center of the soul with being in a wine cellar. It is as if God meets us in a cool, dark, and sheltered place and gives us a strong drink to fortify us. She also compares union with God to reclining as an infant in the arms of our mother who breastfeeds us, nourishing us and giving us strength. In this center point, we gain the strength to serve ourselves and those in our communities through good works. I invite you to pray with these images from Teresa of Avila if it seems like they might be fruitful for you.